This picture, when you look at it, has now hit all the major newspapers and all the major digital platforms. It shows, of course, our current British Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, aboard a sort of dinghy in the English Channel near Brighton and Hove, vaping, tattoo visible, and of course, possibly, some might say, not simply looking her best. And many people were saying it's terrible, it should never have been printed, all of that sort of stuff. But what would you say if I said that Angela wanted this picture to be printed? As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today in the very heart of London. As ever, I hope you're keeping well. You're all right, are you? I'm not so bad, thank you. Absolutely. Welcome to new subscribers. It's lovely to have your company too. As ever, do get involved. Do let me know what you think. Please be polite, no swearing. We're a lovely family unit here. We're a big family now, yes, but we're still a family and we like to look out for each other, and that's a nice thing, isn't it? And by the way, yes, I'm trying to get as many flowers as I can before the season sort of departs, because I know we'll need to look at more flowers in the winter. There's nothing, you just need perking up, don't you? Some beautiful ones out here at the moment though, but a massive batch of rain's just arrived, and so they all look glistening and all that sort of stuff, and it's nice, isn't it? A much needed drink of water. Some people might say you needed that after viewing this particular picture. As I say, this is a picture that was released earlier this week, and think about it, right? This is the interesting bit, right, chums? This is, of course, Angela Rayner, our current British Deputy Prime Minister. Always rowed her own boat, even on the election day, turned up in some eclectic green type thing, and apparently she even had a stylist. I know, hard to imagine really, isn't it? But you see, it's all about deflection with Angela. She's not stupid, right? She may come from a hard knock working class background, but she knows exactly how to play the sympathy card. You have to remember that Angela also has a £68,000 a year personal photographer to polish her image and make her look good, particularly on official events. You know, that's the idea. Make her look better in those situations. What's interesting here, you see, is then why would you allow this to go out into the public domain? Well, the problem is that everybody's now talking about the dodgy deal that Ange did regarding a £800,000 flat in the seaside town of Hove, a sort of hop, skip and a jump from Brighton. Now, apparently Ange needs this place because it's somewhere that she can go to when she finishes work. But she already has a grace and favour apartment at Admiralty House, but that's not hers, apparently. You know, it's just rented, or it's not rented, but it's given free grace and favour. So she wanted somewhere. Now, a lot of speculation. Where did somebody very quickly manage to get £100,000 plus as a deposit and then pay off the £800,000 for the entire flat? As ever, we have to say allegedly. Now, where this gets more confusing is, you see, people are saying, oh, well, you know, she dodged this or she didn't do that. The true factor is it's kind of all above board, but it looks incredibly bad when you're the head of housing and basically you're telling everybody that you're going to have to take your fair share of migrants. And as I've told you, she's decided that she can't have them because of security. Here's where the story gets a little bit more twisted also, you see, because according to a source, Angela's now having to have extra security because everybody now knows where she's moved to, which means that even when she's not there, you, the British taxpayer, will have to pay for some level of security. After all, she's the current British Deputy Prime Minister. And rumours are flying around that Ange may now not even live in the property because she'd be too concerned about the security and people gawping, as she put it, outside the flat, or each and every time she went back and forth. She wouldn't be allowed a private life. Who on earth could have probably tipped off anybody? Yes, indeed, you get it, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting, because you see, Ange then would be able to let her home out. Oh, yes, and it's a lovely, lovely pad. And she could rake in a few £1,000s a month easily, all the while having somewhere to live as and when, and very quickly, her political career plunders, because that's truly where it's going. But you see, socialists don't like you to point out the fact that they've figured it out, you know. Angela was very keen to point out that, well, when she got into power, she wouldn't be taking private jets, a la Rishi Sunak or indeed Theresa May. In fact, David Lammy, Keir Starmer and Ange herself have taken more private airline flights than any other government in their very first year. Not very good, is it, for the climate change movement that they so apparently want to support? You see how the double standards come out. And now, more importantly, of course, Ange, as I say, will she be beside the seaside or not? Only time will tell. But if you believe this picture at the beginning, of Ange being caught out vaping in a dinghy, this was all about deflection. Talk about that, don't talk about my very expensive new seaside abode. Did it work though? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.